Good morning, Stampin' friends. Welcome to Movie Monday with Jody Breckbell, Stampin' Queen. I am back. I had missed a couple Mondays and I apologize. We were on vacation in Colorado doing a little family skiing over spring break, and I'm still trying to catch up. So I am going to jump in here and do a quick movie for you guys on Monday to show you what we made in my stamp club this past week. And this is a copy from Dawn Griffith, who is like the glitter queen, and it came across my Facebook page and I was just wowed. I was like, this is awesome. So I did her samples, 3 different ones, using our new glimmer paper that is available now during celebration till the end of March. So we don't have a whole lot more time with the glimmer paper. So I did this in mint macaroon, Bermuda Bay, and sweet sugar plum. So let me show you how to make that card. First, I'm going to start off with some shimmery white. Let me get all the glitter off of there. It's been laying in a bag full of glitter paper. Shimmery white cardstock and our mint macaron ink pad. So I'm going to squeeze it. So I'm going to get the top and the bottom together to create a pool of ink in the center there. And I want an aqua painter. The aqua painters come 2 in a pack, and one of them has a really thick tip, and that's the one I want to use. I also want it to be full of water. You can see the water in there, and I want it to be very, very wet because I want to do a watercolor wash across my shimmery white paper. So I'm just going to pick up, it's out of the focus there a little bit, pick up some of the ink off the lid with my aqua painter, and I'm just going to wash it across my shimmery white paper. You can go back and add more ink. It's always better to go lighter than you think you want to and go back in and add more dark if you need to. So I'm just going to wash across that, clean off my brush here a little bit, and that's all there is to it. Now what I did was leave a little bit of room here at the bottom so I can stamp my sentiment. It is curling my paper just a smidge, and that's going to happen while it dries. Just a side effect of doing watercolor. We're going to put this guy aside and do a little bit more work here. So I'm going to take my card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to fold that in half, our gorgeous Whisper white paper. And then I have 2 strips of Designer Series paper in mint, and I'm going to attach those to the sides of my card base. You could use the word side if you wanted to, but I cut mine wrong, so the words are actually going the wrong way for this card. Okay, so I'm just going to attach that right along one edge, and then this one's going to go on the other edge, and I, of course, will make sure that I tell you guys what the dimensions are in the notes once I get this video done. It looks like I'm going to have to do a little bit of trimming. My designer paper was a little bit short, but that's all right. Okay, so I'm done with that one. Now I used our glimmer paper, and I did go ahead and die cut these. I ran them through the Big Shot. With the glimmer paper, I do like to die cut on the back side of it because it almost is a thick, waxy cardstock, and sometimes the dies have a hard time going through that. So I cut them backwards. Already run through the die cut with our Dragonfly. I didn't show you guys that. Here's the stamp set I'm using. Dragonfly Dreams. This is in the Occasions catalog, and then of course it has a set of dies that go with it. I'm just going to use my die brush, and I'm going to loosen all those pieces. This thing is wonderful. Okay, so all those little wing pieces are going to start to come out of there. You might have to do a little bit of poking here and there just to get them loosened up a bit, but the die brush does help so that they're not stuck so tight in there. So just a little poke here, and then I'm just going to very carefully pop those guys out. I don't want their wings to rip, so you have to be very careful when you do that. Then if there's any little pieces, go ahead and poke those out too. I don't mind poking as long as it's cut, and this one does a very good job cutting. They just need a little extra help getting out of there. So look at that. Is that not gorgeous or what? This glimmer paper is amazing. Like I said, that's a free item during celebration, which is running out soon. We only have until March 31st. Okay, so set those aside. I'm going to come back in here with my shimmery white piece and my Memento black ink to do my sentiment. And I'm going to ink that up. Stamp that right here at the bottom. All right, it never fails. My nose runs as soon as I start making these videos. It's crazy. Okay, so what is my next step here? Let's go ahead and attach some ribbon. I'm just going to run some snail adhesive down along the side here, and I'm going to use our sheer mint macaron ribbon. And just a little tidbit, we are getting ready to enter the retirement phase of our catalog. So probably end of April, beginning of May, we will have a list of items that are retiring from the current catalog. And I can tell you, this is one of the colors that's leaving. We're going to be losing our 2015, 2017 in colors, which is mint is one of them, watermelon, Dijon, cucumber, and what am I missing? Anyway, those five, oh, tip top taupe. Those 5 colors are leaving us. So if you love them as much as I do, grab them now, especially your re-inkers and your cardstock. You can still continue to use them, but they will no longer be available. So if your ink pad runs dry or you run out of paper, you're going to be up a creek. So grab those now. I can tell you that a lot of them are on back order because everyone is feeling the pressure, but it's okay. Back order is good. That means that they'll still be coming in, and the ribbon is one of them. So that was just a little sidebar for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and then attach this piece to my mint macaron layer. I must have not been cutting very well when I did these classes because I am a little bit off on my layers. So let's just trim that guy down just a smidge. Not a problem. Okay, so now we're going to put our dragonflies on, and I chose to use glue dots for those guys, and I just stuck a glue dot right on the back of their heads because it will be hidden, and it's so much easier to use glue dots than sometimes the fine tip glue can be a little bit messy, and so I'm just going to choose to mini glue dot their heads right onto, make sure I got them all on there, right onto that paper. Mine is still a smidge damp, but that's okay. All right, dragonflies, there you go. All right, so now to put this onto my card, I'm going to use some dimensionals. And let me make sure it fits before I attach everything on there, because like I said, I was going to have to do a little bit of trimming, trimming that down because my my paper is just a little bit smaller than what it should be. Okay, so I'm not going to go ahead and attach that because I want to trim that off there. But I did attach this one with dimensionals so that it's got a little bit of 3D there. So dimensionals on the back of this piece onto your card, and then I just threaded another piece of mint ribbon through here and did a little knot. I also have something in my throat today. I'm picking up a little bit of something, I think, after flying home from vacation. I've got a little bit of a runny nose and a little bit of a sore throat, so bear with me today. Trim those down. Whoops, come on now. And then our final step would be just to add a couple little blings on there because that's always fun. And like I said, I copied this from Dawn Griffith, and she is like the queen of bling and glitter, which I love. So just a couple little rhinestones on here just to add a little extra something But this was a very quick card. It's always fun to do a watercolor wash. It's so easy and just adds a little pop of color here and there wherever you need it. So again, dimensionals onto the card base, and there you go. That would be your very quick glimmery watercolor wash. And there's the 3 samples that I did. We did mint macaron, Bermuda Bay. I really think this is my favorite. I think that's my favorite glimmer. I just love it. And then sweet sugar plum. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week for Movie Monday.